Hi, my name is Dr. Terry Thamert. I am the Math Supervisor for the Boise School District. I am providing you with this voiceover of the information that is being presented at the 5th and 6th grade Parent Information Nights in the event that you are not able to attend one. We started each one of our information nights with a presentation from Sue Lovelace, the Friends of Boise Schools, about our upcoming bond election on March 14th. If you need further information about our upcoming bond, please visit the Boise School District website and look for the Bond tab. Through this presentation, my hope is to help you better understand how we place kids in the 5th grade in their math classes, and then also to better understand our math sequencing that we have for all of our students in the district. When students go from the 5th grade to the 6th grade, we start to look at what is the math class that would be the best fit for them in order for them to reach their goals by the end of their senior year. The options that students in the 5th grade going into 6th grade have are Math 6, which is the grade level standards for the 6th grade, Honors 6-7, which is a class that is offered at the elementary school. It provides content that includes both 6th grade standards and 7th grade standards. Most elementary schools are able to offer this course during their math block, but some elementary schools will offer this course before school. Transportation for this course is the responsibility of the parent to get them to the elementary school if it is held before school. We also offer compacted 7-8. This class is taught at the junior high. Usually it is provided first period, which at most junior highs starts around 7:50 and goes until about 8:35 or 40. Parents are required to provide transportation to the junior high as well as back to the elementary school once the class period is over. The way we make a determination on which class is the best for the student is based upon teacher recommendation. Your teachers work with the students every day. They're very familiar with how their ability to persevere in problem solving, their ability to work with their math facts and the current standards that they are involved in. Also, we take into consideration their current performance in their class. And then we give a STAR test 3 times a year. What I did is I went through the data and analyzed how our 5th grade winter scores corresponded to the success that students were having in their Honors 6-7 class or their compacted class, and we're able to identify bands that indicated that a student may have success in that course. We also have a placement exam because very often teachers need another data point to help them determine the best place for the student. So our teachers have that exam as well as the key, and some of our students may be taking a placement test during the month of February to help the teachers make the best decision for the student. It's really important that we all work together on identifying the best place for the student. We want to make sure that we are placing the student in a class that is challenging enough, but not so challenging that it is frustrating for the student. And sometimes that's a hard decision to make, and it's kind of a fine line to walk, but I think in working together, we can all make that best decision for that student. To help you better understand how those courses are lined out, these are the units that are covered in 6th grade math. These are the units that are covered in 7th grade math, and these are the units that are covered in pre-algebra, which is 8th grade math. What the Honors 6-7 and compacted 7-8 courses do is they take the content from the 3 classes and condense it into 2 years of math instead of 3. So you can see that there are more units that are covered during the year, and what that results in is the students move at a quicker pace in those courses, and some parents say that there's a little bit more homework associated with Honors 6-7 and compacted 7-8. But the important thing is that we don't want students to skip over content. And so what we've done is we've combined 3 years of math into 2 years of math for those students who have the ability to move through those concepts at a little bit quicker pace. This document or slide helps you view what the math course sequence is in the Boise School District. Our students take Accelerated Math 7 and Accelerated Pre-Algebra. They can do that in 2 years, or they can condense that into the compacted class. After that, our students go into the integrated pathway, which is what we used to call our algebra, geometry, and algebra 2 courses. The reason they are called integrated is because our standards take those concepts that have traditionally been taught in those classes as singletons, and it integrates them throughout the courses. So the best example of that is that the geometry course, most of us remember learning a lot about shapes, triangle representations and relationships, postulates and theorems. Now that content is also included in the algebra and in the algebra 2 classes, or the integrated 1 and 3 classes. So that is why those classes are called integrated now, is because that content spreads throughout those 3 courses. After integrated 3 algebra 2, students then have a lot of options. Depending on their school year, they may choose to take advanced math topics, AP stats, or any of our calculus, pre-calculus pathway. We also offer courses at Treasure Valley Math and Science Center. And we also are super excited about our computer science options. Computer science counts as math other credit. It can also count in the senior year only as a math or science credit. And we were very excited to be able to offer AP Computer Science Principles and AP Science at all of our high schools. And then we are looking at offering the Exploring Computer Science class for 9th graders in our junior high. Notice as well that these courses that have the asterisk in the corner are all supported with a seminar class. The seminar class is an extra period of math. In that class, teachers can pre-teach concepts, reteach concepts, help students with the coursework in those courses, and help them with skill building if they have skill areas that they are deficient in. Notice that we offer those all the way up through calculus, because sometimes a student doesn't struggle in math until they get to the higher courses. We also have several situations of students who struggle in math in the 7th grade. So our goal is to help offer support for them so that they can be successful in their math classes. This is another way to look at our course mapping. So if you have a 6th grader who takes 6th grade math, this would be the pathway that they would most likely take. Notice that Integrated 1 Algebra is taken in the 9th grade. Integrated 1 Algebra is our first high school transcripted class. So in this pathway, that class would be taken in the 9th grade. If your student takes Honors 6-7 as a 6th grader, then they would take a compacted class in the 7th grade, and they would enter the integrated pathway in the 8th grade. So their first high school transcripted class would be taken in the 8th grade. If your student is in the compacted class as a 6th grader, then they would enter that integrated sequence in the 7th grade. So their first high school transcripted class would be in the 7th grade. And that is information that we just want to make sure you have as parents, because sometimes that helps you make a decision about where you want your student to be. Also, you want to keep in mind the whole goal of notifying you early is where does that student want to be in their senior year? If a student really wants to be in AP Calculus by their senior year, then one of these 2 pathways would be preferable. If a student just wants to make it through geometry and satisfy their senior level math class with math models, we have a pathway for that. If students want to go into AP Stats, Advanced Math Topics, or Pre-Calculus as a senior, there's many options that will get them there as well. We want to make sure you know that all seniors have to take 2 credits of math. To graduate, all high school students have to have at least 6 transcripted math credits on their transcript. The only class that does also satisfy the senior math requirement, regardless of the year that it's taken in, is AP Calculus. So if a student takes AP Calculus as a junior, they are not required by the state to take a senior math class. The reason the state has a senior math requirement is they did not want students to take a year off of math and then not be prepared for math in college. This is another way to look at the math sequence and gives you several different scenarios. Notice that this one here says that the student would skip pre-calculus. They would go straight from integrated 3 into calculus. While that is an option that may work for some students, skipping over content usually is not a recommendation, but it is a possibility. So these are the different scenarios a student may pursue if they are in 6th grade math as a 6th grader. These are different scenarios that students may pursue if they are in honors as a 6th grader. Again, this is not a recommended pathway because the student would skip that content and compacted content. It is only one that would happen and be successful for a very few number of students. And then these would be options for students who are in compacted 7-8. I want to touch a little bit on what we offer in science. This is the traditional science sequence. If your student is interested in participating in any of these courses listed down here, then what they might need to do is double up on a science sometime in their junior high years. Life science is only a semester long. It is taken in the semester opposite of PE. So a student could, as a 7th grader, choose to double up on life science and then choose earth science as an elective. Or in the 8th grade, a student could choose to take earth science and physical science. And then in the 9th grade, they would be ready to take accelerated biology. A few students may also in their 9th grade year be able to double up with physical science and biology. Again, that's not a recommended pathway because it's great to have that physical science background before you take biology, but in some cases it is a possibility. We offer Treasure Valley Math and Science Center for students who have a strong interest and ability in the areas of math and science. This school is held at River Glen Junior High School. They have 2 orientation nights on March 2nd and April 20th. Students do have to test into this program, and you can find a lot of information on that at the Treasure Valley Math and Science Center website. We also offer these classes during summer school in the event that students are interested in taking summer school. That is all of the information I have to present to you. Please send me an email if you have any questions, and thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this presentation.